Hey Spurs fans, welcome back to another update on our San Antonio Spurs. Before we jump into today's breaking news, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. And here's something special for you. Everyone who subscribes and leaves a comment with their name and the city they're watching for will automatically be entered into our giveaway to win an official San Antonio Spurs jersey. So don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and comment your name and city below. Stay tuned, because the next Spurs fan wearing the jersey could be you. Victor Wembanyama just crossed a threshold that changes the conversation. First All-Star start, second selection, third season. That trajectory is not accidental. It is the product of relentless growth, sharper decision-making, and a defensive presence that bends games. For San Antonio, it is validation. For the league, it is a signal. The voting blend, half from fans, 1/4 from players, 1/4 from select media, rewards impact that resonates beyond box scores. Wembanyama's case is built on substance. Career best scoring, double-digit rebounding, sturdy playmaking, and elite rim protection, all on efficient shooting inside and credible accuracy from deep. Even with missed time due to a calf strain and a brief knee scare, his efficiency climbed, not dipped. The starter slate features the expected pillars of the Western and Eastern Conferences, and Wembanyama stands among them without apology. That placement is not ceremonial. It reflects a player who dictates possessions on both ends. He erases drives, Dieter's mid-range comfort, and turns contested shots into transition fuel. On offense, he stretches the floor, punishes switches, and finishes through contact. This season's All-Star format introduces a twist, 3 squads, round-robin action, and a blend of national and international identities. Few players are built for that environment like Wembanyama. His versatility allows him to anchor lineups with shooters, cutters, or downhill guards. He can screen, slip, pop, or seal, and on defense, he covers mistakes with length and timing that compress space. Coaching stakes add intrigue. With contenders jockeying for captaincy roles, lineup construction will matter. A coach who leans into pace and spacing will unlock Wembanyama's two-way value. Rim gravity on offense, deterrence on defense, and the connective tissue that turns good units into dominant ones. The right combinations will amplify his strengths and minimize the noise. San Antonio's rise under Mitch Johnson frames this moment. Sitting near the top of the conference, the Spurs have found identity, discipline, length, and a commitment to defense that travels. Johnson's words cut through the celebration. Potential is not achievement. That edge keeps the group hungry, and it suits Wembanyama's posture perfectly. Teammates see what opponents feel. Stephon Castle's assessment, no one matches Wembanyama's defensive presence, captures the reality. He does not chase highlights. He imposes order. Rotations tighten because he's behind them. Guards press up because he is waiting. Shooters hesitate because the window is smaller than it looks. Last year's All-Star cameo offered a glimpse of his mindset. He treated the exhibition like a proving ground, not a showcase. The viral exchange with Nikola Jokic was not about theatrics. It was about standards. He made it clear he is not there to make friends. He is there to work. That approach travels, and it elevates stakes in a format that often drifts toward entertainment. An MVP chase is not a slogan. It is a checklist. He will need volume without waste, defensive sequences that swing momentum, and a signature stretch where the game tilts because he decided it should. He has the tools, touch, timing, vision, and a competitive engine that does not cool. The stage is set. The margin is execution. The calendar adds weight. All-Star Weekend lands in mid-February at a venue built for spectacle, but the subtext is competitive. Players measure themselves against peers, coaches test combinations, and narratives harden. Wembanyama's first start is a milestone. What he does with it becomes the story. Consider the broader arc. A young star earns a starting nod not by hype, but by impact that survives scrutiny. He anchors a defense, expands an offense, and carries a franchise's expectations without blinking. That is rare. That is why this selection matters. One question to keep front of mind. When the game tightens and possessions matter, who dictates terms? If the answer is Wembanyama on both ends, the MVP conversation is not premature. It is earned. San Antonio will celebrate, then return to work. The Spurs' ambitions stretch beyond mid-season accolades, and Wembanyama's standard demands it. The start is a marker. The mission continues. For now, the headline stands. First All-Star start, second selection, third season. The ascent is real. The ceiling remains undefined. Before we go on, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Your support keeps our Spurs coverage strong and brings you the latest updates straight from San Antonio. And jump into the comments. Tell us what you think about today's news. The video that surfaced late last night has become the talk of the basketball world. Shot from a dimly lit corridor inside the Spurs facility, it showed executives in animated discussion, their voices muffled, but their gestures unmistakably urgent. The clip ended abruptly, but not before one phrase was caught. Anthony Edwards, 3 years. That single line has ignited a storm of speculation and excitement, leaving fans and analysts desperate for confirmation. The idea of the Spurs pursuing Anthony Edwards has electrified the NBA community. Edwards, the explosive guard known for his scoring prowess and charismatic personality, has long been considered one of the league's brightest young stars. The possibility of him signing a 3-year deal with San Antonio has transformed the franchise's outlook overnight. For years, the Spurs have been carefully rebuilding, anchored by the generational talent of Victor Wembanyama. While Wembanyama has already proven himself as a defensive force and offensive centerpiece, the team has lacked a dynamic backcourt partner to elevate its offense. Edwards, with his ability to create shots and energize crowds, seems like the perfect fit. Fans in San Antonio are buzzing with anticipation. Social media platforms are flooded with posts celebrating the potential move, with supporters imagining highlight reels of Edwards and Wembanyama dominating together. The excitement is palpable as the city dreams of returning to championship contention. National media outlets have seized on the story, dedicating entire segments to analyzing the implications. Analysts argue that Edwards' arrival would immediately vault the Spurs into playoff contention, while others caution that chemistry takes time to develop. The debate itself has become part of the spectacle, keeping audiences glued to every update. Inside the Spurs locker room, the mood is reportedly one of cautious optimism. Players are eager at the thought of welcoming Edwards, recognizing the boost his presence would bring. Wembanyama, when asked about the rumors, simply smiled and said, "I trust the organization." His calm confidence only added to the intrigue. The Cavaliers' shock trade earlier in the season had already shaken the league, but the Spurs' pursuit of Edwards feels even more audacious. It signals a franchise willing to take risks, abandoning its reputation for patience in favor of bold ambition. The narrative surrounding San Antonio has shifted dramatically. Economically, the potential signing has already had an impact. Ticket sales for upcoming Spurs games have surged, with fans eager to witness what could be the beginning of a new era. Merchandise sales have spiked as well, with supporters rushing to secure jerseys in anticipation of Edwards' arrival. Rival teams are watching closely, aware that Edwards joining the Spurs could alter the balance of power in the Western Conference. Executives across the league are recalibrating their strategies, knowing that San Antonio could suddenly become a formidable contender. The ripple effects are enormous. Internationally, the story has captured headlines. Edwards' popularity, combined with Wembanyama's global following, ensures that the Spurs are now under a worldwide spotlight. European and South American media outlets have covered the speculation extensively, portraying San Antonio as the epicenter of basketball's latest revolution. The leaked video has only added to the suspense. Though brief, its mention of Edwards and a 3-year deal has been dissected endlessly. Was it a slip of the tongue or a deliberate tease? The uncertainty has fueled curiosity, keeping fans on edge. Local reporters have camped outside the Spurs facility, hoping to catch a glimpse of Edwards or hear an official statement. The atmosphere resembles a media circus, with every car that enters or leaves sparking speculation. The city feels alive with anticipation. Edwards himself has remained silent, adding to the mystery. His refusal to comment has only heightened curiosity, leaving fans desperate for answers. Every gesture, every appearance, is scrutinized for clues about his intentions. Spurs coaches are already envisioning lineups that maximize the synergy between Edwards and Wembanyama. Practices have taken on a sharper intensity, with players eager to prove their worth in a suddenly elevated environment. The sense of urgency is unmistakable. The broader NBA community is captivated. Rival players admit privately that they are watching the situation closely, knowing that Edwards' move could alter the balance of power in the league. The suspense has become a storyline in itself, dominating conversations across locker rooms. San Antonio's fan base, known for its loyalty and patience, is now restless with excitement. Online forums are buzzing with theories, mock trades, and heated arguments. Some fans demand immediate confirmation, while others fear the deal could collapse at the last moment. National commentators have framed the Spurs' pursuit of Edwards as a bold gamble. For decades, the franchise was synonymous with patience and development. Now, the possibility of signing Edwards challenges that identity, raising questions about whether San Antonio is ready to embrace a new philosophy. The timing of the potential deal is critical. With the trade season in full swing, the window for action is narrowing. Every hour that passes without an announcement only heightens the suspense, keeping fans glued to their screens. Ultimately, the intense buzz surrounding Anthony Edwards and the Spurs has transformed the franchise into the most talked-about team of the season. Whether the deal is finalized or not, the organization has captured the imagination of fans, media, and rivals alike. The basketball world waits breathlessly, knowing that if Edwards does sign for 3 years, it could change everything. As the days unfold, one truth remains undeniable. The Spurs are no longer content to wait. Their pursuit of Edwards signals ambition, boldness, and a desire to reclaim their place among the league's elite. The whispers have become roars, the speculation has become obsession, and the NBA is holding its breath for what could be the most transformative signing of the year. The announcement of Anthony Edwards signing a 3-year deal with the Spurs has continued to dominate the basketball conversation, and the repercussions are echoing far beyond San Antonio. What began as a shocking revelation has now evolved into a full-scale narrative that is reshaping the way fans, analysts, and rival teams view the NBA landscape. In San Antonio, the excitement has reached fever pitch. The city, already energized by Victor Wembanyama's presence, now feels like it is living through the dawn of a new dynasty. Fans are pouring into merchandise stores, snapping up jerseys and memorabilia, while ticket sales for upcoming games have skyrocketed. The atmosphere is one of celebration, as supporters believe the franchise has finally secured the missing piece to contend for championships. Nationally, the signing has been dissected from every angle. Analysts on television and radio are debating whether Edwards' arrival instantly elevates the Spurs into title contention or whether the team will need time to adjust to the new dynamic. The consensus is clear. San Antonio has made one of the boldest moves of the season, and the rest of the league must now take notice. In Minnesota, the emotional fallout has been significant. Edwards was not only a star, but also a symbol of hope for the Timberwolves. His departure has left fans stunned, with many questioning the team's long-term vision. The franchise now faces the daunting task of rebuilding its identity without the player who had been the face of their future. Rival teams are recalibrating their strategies in response to the Spurs' bold move. Executives across the league understand that San Antonio's roster, now featuring both Wembanyama and Edwards, poses a serious threat. Whispers suggest that other franchises are accelerating trade talks and free agent pursuits, hoping to counterbalance the Spurs' sudden rise. Internationally, the story has captured headlines across Europe, Asia, and South America. Edwards' popularity, combined with Wembanyama's global following, has turned the Spurs into a team with worldwide appeal. Media outlets abroad are portraying San Antonio as the epicenter of basketball's latest revolution, and the franchise's games are drawing unprecedented international viewership. Economically, the ripple effects are striking. Spurs merchandise sales have surged, with fans eager to showcase their support for the new roster. Local businesses are benefiting from the heightened interest, as bars and restaurants host watch parties and themed events. The city's economy is experiencing a boost, fueled by the excitement surrounding the team's transformation. Within the Spurs locker room, the mood is one of determination and optimism. Players are embracing the challenge of integrating Edwards into the lineup, while coaches are strategizing ways to maximize the synergy between him and Wembanyama. Practices have taken on a sharper intensity, with everyone aware that the team's ceiling has just been raised dramatically. The broader NBA community is captivated by the spectacle. Rival players admit privately that they are watching the situation closely, knowing that Edwards' move could alter the balance of power in the league. The suspense has become a storyline in itself, dominating conversations across locker rooms and media outlets. Ultimately, the repercussion of this signing is that it has redefined the narrative of the NBA season. The Spurs, once seen as a patient rebuilding project, are now viewed as bold contenders. The Timberwolves, though wounded, are cast as a team in transition, facing the daunting task of rebuilding. The basketball world remains captivated, and every game feels like another chapter in a story that has already shaken the league to its core. That's it for today's update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of every exclusive San Antonio Spurs news drop, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. And don't forget, your opinion matters to Spurs Nation. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.